Hello everyone, Onlydraven here again, and today we're doing another tutorial in Minecraft Sky Factory 4. Today I'm going to be showing how to build and use a sewage composter and animal sewer in order to make and automate fertilizer production. It shouldn't be a really hard video. We will be using some of the item transfer nodes for transferring items wirelessly. I'm going to kind of go over that here, but if you're not sure exactly how to make and use those components, there's a tutorial for that on my channel as well. Most importantly, of course, if you do like the video, you find it helpful at all, please be sure to click that like button. And most importantly, be sure to click that subscribe button. That way you'll be able to see all of my tutorials and videos as they come out. So, starting off, I've got us a little pen with some piggies in it. You are going to need animals, of course, to make fertilizer. Any animal will pretty much work. I'm just using pigs in a small field here. So, let's take a look at the components we need. We are going to need a sewage composter. Now, sewage composter is plastic, 2 pieces, 2 pistons, 2 brick, piece of redstone, a machine case, and a furnace. You'll need 1 sewage composter. Next, you're going to need an animal sewer. Now that's almost the same. It's 2 plastic, except it's 4 brick, 1 redstone, 1 machine case, and a bucket. You're also going to need several item extraction cables, which are 4 iron nuggets, 1 dropper, and 1 weighted pressure plate. You'll need a couple item transfer nodes, which are 4 iron bars, 2 pieces of diamond, a gold block, and 2 redstone comparators. And you're going to need a couple GPS markers, which is a stick, paper, and I use light blue dye. Some of the other light blue components will work as well. But you need several of all of those. You're also going to need an RF power source. You can use pretty much any of the generators. For today, I'm just going to be using some solar panels. If you're not sure how to use solar panels, we will look into that later. You'll also need some buckets and some chests. So, first things first, we're going to set up our sewage composter. Now we're going to need a power source, so we're going to drop ourselves just a basic solar panel, and we're going to put our sewage composter directly in front of it. As you can see, it is filling up with RF and then will overflow. Next, you're going to need a chest here with a space in between, chest here with a space in between, and then you're going to put down one of our item transfer nodes, again with a space in between. Now, item extraction cables are what we're going to use next. We're going to take the bucket, we're going to shift, right-click on it, so it's feeding from this chest into our composter. Then we're going to shift, right-click on the composter to go into this chest, shift, right-click on this chest to go into our item transfer node. So that's our little chain of events. Chest into composter, composter into chest, chest into item transfer node. Now we're going to kind of go over here to our farm. Now we're going to set up the sewer. Now you want to set this as central as possible, okay? And you want to have it below ground level. All right. Now it's going to need a power source as well. Again, you can use any RF source. I'm just going to use another basic solar panel. Next, you're going to pop open 2 blocks here. We're going to do an item extraction cable coming from the sewer into another item transfer node. Okay? Now, before I put that on there, though, one other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a block here and a chest. And then get rid of those. I do that just so I can get down a little bit lower. We want an item extraction cable coming from the bottom of this chest down into our sewer. And then we're going to put our item extraction node, as we had a moment ago, right there. So that feeds into that. Now, we're going to need our buckets. We got a stack of those. We're just going to go ahead and set those up in that chest. Now that's going to feed your buckets down into your animal sewer. Right. We're going to kind of clean out some of this stuff here, because next we need to set everything up. We're going to need a couple of GPS markers. So, this chest here, we're going to shift right-click with one of our GPS markers, and we're going to put that inside of the transfer node we put down first. Next, we're going to take the second item transfer node. We're going to go to our first chest over here, shift right-click on it, and And that's the one that's going to go into here. I'm going to go ahead and take one of these buckets out real quick, because the last thing we want to do is right over here on this item extraction cable, we want to right click on it, switch to whitelist, and then we're going to put a bucket. That will allow buckets only to transfer through this item extraction cable into our transfer node. Okay, so as an example, we'll put our bucket in there. It's gone. It's now transferred over to this box. Now, as the animals drop waste, that will be gathered inside of the animal sewer, put into buckets, transferred over here. Now, one thing we want to look at is if you press here where it says show working area, you'll see that it's only collecting from the very top here. Okay? So let's go ahead and we'll see how we can make that a little bit bigger with one other component. Alright, so the last thing we're going to need, what we're going to show here, is what's called a range add-on. Now, a range add-on, when added to different components that are compatible, will increase the range. As you can see, as we showed right now, it's only collecting from the one block above it. So a range add-on, which is 6 cobblestone, 2 plastic, and a glass pane. Now we'll grab one of those, and we'll see how that's going to help us out. So we grab our range add-on. Again, right-clicking on our animal sewer, we take that range add-on, we just put it up here in the top corner. Now, as you can see, now instead of just the one block directly above, it is gathering in a 3x3 square. There are different range add-ons that you can use, 2, 3, 4. The components are basically the same, except instead of cobblestone, range 2 uses lapis, 3 uses iron, 4 uses tin, and so on and so forth. And those will all drastically increase the range that you have. So let's just go ahead and grab a level 4, just to give an example. We'll go ahead, wrong button. We put our level 4 in here. Okay, take our level 1 out. Level 4 in. And as you can see, now it is a drastically larger space that our animal sewer is gathering. You definitely want to increase the size as quickly as possible, because that will allow you to gather more waste faster. Now, as this is filling up, you can see that the bucket went from 64 to 63 and then back to 64. That's because the bucket of sewage transferred over here to this first chest. Then it went into our sewage composter. You can see we have some sewage there now. The fertilizer that was created is moving into this chest, as well as any empty buckets that have been emptied out by dropping the fluid sewage in here, and then transfer that chest directly back over, transfer the buckets directly back over to this chest and back into the system. So this system will continue to just cycle. It will just continue to create fertilizer. Once you've got those set up, one stack of buckets, you pretty much don't have to do anything except empty out your fertilizer, which you can, of course, also, if you want, automate directly into a different storage system of your choosing. But that will give you an unlimited amount of fertilizer, very, very self-sufficient. So, all right, so that's it for that tutorial. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions about that tutorial or any of my tutorials, please be sure to put them down in the comments. Also, if you have any recommendations for other tutorials you'd like to see in Sky Factory 4, please be sure to put those down in there as well. Always looking for new things to help with. But that should do us for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.